So, a little bit of context before the actual videos start. I filmed these originally back in 2021, so I was 15 at the time filming those videos. I'm 19 now, so quite a few years have passed, but I thought that these videos still hold up really well and they're fun to watch, so I'm going to re-upload them here, but adding a little twist. My DNA results on both MyHeritage and 23andMe have both changed over time due to more people taking the tests, so the databases become more accurate. So after the 2021 videos, I'm gonna come back in 2025me and show you my updated DNA results. So yeah, you'll see me at the end, but let's get to the OG videos. Literally just had a nap. I don't even know how long the nap was for. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very different, let me tell you that. On the 25th of January, let's start from where it all began. Just over a week ago now, I ordered a MyHeritage DNA test. I've just been curious for a long time what my heritage is because I am mixed race, if you can tell. The test is finally came, the MyHeritage DNA there. I just got the normal one, so this doesn't cover the health side of things. This was £79 and then plus shipping £89, and this came all the way from like America. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, put the camera lower down so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, open this. DNA kit activation reminder. It says on the back, expect your results on MyHeritage in 4 to 6 weeks. So that's where you have to send it back in. You have to send the stuff back in this. Here we have. That's where you put in the thingies afterwards, or what you put the cotton swabs in. These are the disposable swabs that you put in your mouth. We need to put that in is this thing with some solution inside. So step 1, open the test kit and lay out the unopened swabs and vials on a clean surface. Okay, remove one cheek swab from its wrapper and use the swab head to scrape the inside of one of your cheeks whilst rotating the swab for 30 to 60 seconds. So I've done it to one of my cheeks, and now it says open one vial and insert the swab inside. How is he on that line? Does like snap it in here? But oh, at that line. Now I close the vial tap tightly and then do this with the other one. So I've got both of the samples in this weird solution now. What it says to do now is to make sure that the vial caps.
I can't read.
Make sure that the vial caps are closed tightly. Place both of the vials on the cotton pad in the clear plastic bag, so this one. And then close the ziplock. Now place this bag in the addressed envelope and seal the envelope. Okay. In there. Okay, let's get it in there. We sealed it. We sealed it. So now I need to mail this envelope to like the nearest post box. Okay. I just like woke up a couple of hours ago and then I checked MyHeritage to see if my DNA results are there. And they're there. I haven't looked at them yet because I wanted to record my reaction. So I'm gonna get my iPad right now and I'm gonna like record my reaction. This is gonna be so exciting. DNA. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god! Whoa! Jesus! Oh my! So I've just came back from like telling my mum and that the results, and they were just as shocked as I was. Like, I wasn't expecting what it came out to be. Oh my god. Okay, it's been a couple of hours since I found out my DNA results, and I'm basically gonna go through it in a calm way because as you saw by my reaction, like, I was literally speechless. Like, I literally couldn't say anything like properly. I was that shocked in a way. So we have the overview of my DNA, and this kind of has the kind of overview of my ethnicity estimates. So I am 29.3% Nigerian, which if you don't know, that's in, you know, Africa. I'm 24.8% North and West European. And then I'm 45.9% 6 other ethnicities. And I have 5 genetic groups that I'm a part of. So if I go into view full estimate, this is where I see basically my ethnicities but broken down. And so it still says I'm 29.3% Nigerian, 9.8% Sierra Leonean, I think that's how you pronounce it, and 2.4% West African, which I kind of was expecting because of my Jamaican heritage. Most Jamaicans' heritage is kind of from Africa, so like Nigerian. So I kind of was expecting it, but I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a percentage, especially Nigerian. I wasn't expecting 29, almost 30% of my ethnicity to be Nigerian. Then we go into Europe, and so like I said earlier, I'm 24.8% North and West European, and that kind of breaks down into 24.6% Irish, Scottish and Welsh. I was expecting English to be in there because I live in England and most of my family from my mum's side are from England and like we're born and raised here. So to find that there's absolutely no English in my heritage is absolutely crazy, and it's just, you know, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. So that was kind of a surprise to me. This came as a complete shock as well. 3.9%, I really apologise if I butchered this pronunciation, but Ashkenazi Jewish. I'm also 3.2% Iberian, which, like the Ashkenazi Jewish, I was not expecting at all. And Iberian is basically like Spain and Portugal, so wasn't expecting that. Then there's 2% Finnish, and that came as a complete shock to me as well because I just wasn't expecting any of my ancestry to come from Finland or anywhere near that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm so excited that this video finally gets to be released because I've been planning this video for months and I've been filming this video since January. This video has been so fun to make, and I really feel like doing another kind of video like this, probably testing it out another DNA company like 23andMe or something. But if you want to see that kind of video, leave your opinion in the comment section below because I would love to do that kind of video and kind of compare the DNA results from, you know, MyHeritage and 23andMe. Little does she know that this video will feature in 4 years time in a compilation where she does do a 23andMe test. Today's video, like I said, I've got another DNA test, but this time it's from 23andMe, which is a more well-known company that does ancestry tests. And I bought the Ancestry and Traits kit. There was one for Ancestry, Traits and Health, but it's a bit more expensive and I'm not rich. I saved £20 on this because I got an offer on right now as I'm recording this video, so it's £20 off. It's meant to be 80 quid, but I got it for 50, so that's good. I've been saving my money for this as well because I've really been wanting to do another DNA test anyway. So yeah, I got the 23andMe one today. Yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I'm just gonna kind of like briefly explain the last video without giving away too much if you actually want to go and watch that video. So I'm mixed race, if you couldn't tell. I'm mixed with black and white. You know, you can already tell there's gonna be a mix of ethnicities. In my MyHeritage test, it was a complete shock. I was not expecting the results that I got in that one. After that video, I did research into 23andMe and I saw that they did a couple more things with the Ancestry and Traits kit. So I was like, let's get the 23andMe kit. Just thought I'd add, I love the packaging of this box. I love like how you can see all the different pairs of chromosomes and stuff. This is what the funnel comes in, by the way. That is massive. What? Spit into the funnel until the amount of liquid saliva, not bubbles, reaches the fill line shown here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now it's mixing with it. plug it in. Now all we need to do is ship this and then wait for the results. It is the 4th of December and my dogs are going crazy downstairs. Really apologise for that. There's family here, so that's why it's a bit like crazy. Anyway, the results are in. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I've got my iPad, I'm going to screen record it in a minute. Okay, so now you can see the screen. As you can see, it has all this kind of stuff. First, I'm going to go to the Neanderthal, so I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go into the Ancestry because I want to go through this first. You have more Neanderthal DNA than 3% of other customers. You inherited a small amount of DNA from your Neanderthal ancestors. Out of the 7,462 variants we tested, we found 123 variants in your DNA that traced back to the Neanderthals. Altogether, your Neanderthal ancestry accounts for less than 2% of your DNA. That is crazy. Maternal haplogroup. Let's see this. Kira, your maternal haplogroup is H5A1. If every person living today could trace his or her maternal line back over thousands of generations, all our lines would meet in a single woman who lived in Eastern Africa between 150 and 200,000 years ago. That's interesting. Now we're going to go on to the Ancestry report. This is the bit I've been waiting for. So, wow, 55.5% European, and that breaks down into 55.5% Northwestern European, and 45.2% of that is British and Irish. 7.2% French and German, 0.9% Scandinavian, and 2.2% broadly Northwestern European. 44.3% Sub-Saharan African, where 39% of that is West African. 29.3% is Nigerian, 8.6% is Ghanaian, Liberian and Sierra Leonean, 1.1% broadly West African, 5.1% Congolese and Southern East African, 3.3% Angolan and Congolese, 1.2% Southern East African, 0.6% broadly Congolese and Southern East African, 0.2% broadly Sub-Saharan African, 0.1% unassigned. I'm editing this right now, but how come I didn't notice the 0.1% broadly Chinese and I think it says Southeastern Asian? I was not expecting that at all. And the fact that 23andMe do the ancestry down to the 0.1%, that's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Wow. Your recent ancestry in the Caribbean? Wow, wait. So, here we are 4 years later, realising now that DNA tests aren't actually set in stone because as more people take the tests, databases get updated, therefore your results become a lot more refined over time. And I know for a fact that these results will not be the same 2 years from now. So, will I have to make another updated video? Who knows? But let's get into my updated versions. MyHeritage first. This was the DNA test that changed the most. Like, this looks completely different to what my OG MyHeritage test was like. Honestly, I'll leave screenshots on the screen, of course, but let's just get straight into it. I actually uploaded my 23andMe data onto MyHeritage, so I've got 2 tests on here technically. So I'm going to go through both of them because why not? So, the original MyHeritage test. Here is the estimate. So, 46.6% Nigerian, and it has a little, I don't know what to call that. It just says Jamaica, so it kind of knows that I'm Jamaican, which is cool. It's accurate, right? Then 2.3% Central African. Really, really different to the OG test results because it said, I think, something to do with like Sierra Leonean and West African or something like that, from what I can remember. You've literally just seen the OG ones. Then we have Europe. This one changed so much. 18.9% English, 10.4% Portuguese, 7.7% Scottish and Welsh, 3.3% French, 3.2% Breton or Breton. I don't know how to pronounce that. Breton, I think it's like the north of France type area. Then 2.5% Spanish, Catalan and Basque, 1.9% Danish, 1.8% Dutch and 1.4% Germanic. So a little bit different to the OG MyHeritage, but obviously it's been 4 years. So now on to what MyHeritage thinks of my 23andMe data. So this isn't necessarily the 23andMe results. I'm going to show that separately on 23andMe itself. This is just what came up when I put that data into MyHeritage. 47.2% Nigerian with Jamaica again. So both the data suggest, well not suggest, they know that I'm Jamaican, right? So yeah. 18.5% English, 10.8% Scottish and Welsh, 8.2% Portuguese, 6.1% Breton, 2.5% French, 2.2% Dutch, 1.7% Danish. Was that in the MyHeritage one I just said? 1.5% Germanic and 1.3% Spanish, Catalan and Basque. A lot more in depth than the OG MyHeritage for sure. Okay, so now we're on to the actual 23andMe app. I'll say these results haven't changed that much compared to when I did them. I don't think I did this one at the same time as the MyHeritage one though. I did it a bit further into 2021, closer to 2022. So yeah, I partly believe the reason for this is because the MyHeritage DNA test is on the cheaper end because they always do sales, so they're more easily accessible. 23andMe like rarely do them, I believe. So unless you have the money to just casually get a 23andMe DNA test, not a lot of people are going to get them. And I swear I read somewhere that 23andMe are going bankrupt. I'll put it on the screen if that's true. Like I said, these results haven't really changed that much, but they have changed. So let's see what's changed, shall we? Just logging in. I should have done this before recording, but here we are. 55.6% Northwestern European, and that breaks down into 46.9% British and Irish, which then breaks off into like Yorkshire, Humberside and East Midlands, England, and then 10 other regions, whatever that means. I think that most likely means like where my ancestors lived. 5.8% French and German. It's weird, like 23andMe put French and German together. MyHeritage don't. Interesting. 0.9% Scandinavian and 2% broadly Northwestern European. So there's still that broadness there that they can't really assign to a specific place. So they're just like, it's definitely Northwestern Europe, which we just don't know where. Then we have 44.3% Sub-Saharan African, 39.2% West African, which then breaks up into 29.4% Nigerian, which then breaks down even more into Igbo people, which is a Nigerian tribe, which MyHeritage obviously didn't say. They just broke down into the Jamaica part, which is also true. But I had no idea about the Igbo. No clue what they even were. 8.6% Ghanaian, Liberian and Sierra Leonean, 1.2% broadly West African. Then 4.9% Congolese and Southern East Asian, 3.3% Angolan and Congolese, 0.8% Southern East Asian, 0.8% broadly Congolese and Southern East Asian, 0.2% broadly Sub-Saharan African. So there's still a lot of broadly. Then the trace ancestry hasn't really changed, I don't think. 0.1% broadly East Asian. So again, not specifically pinpointed to a spot, but something that MyHeritage still hasn't picked up, which is still very interesting, isn't it? I think the MyHeritage one goes into more depth, especially when it comes to like the specific countries. Like it had the Portuguese in there, it had Germanic, specifically Dutch, Danish, whereas 23andMe still has broad in a lot of the results that were there. Broadly this and broadly that, so not really a pinpoint. But I feel like over time it will become more refined. It's inevitable that it will. I mean, I'm pretty sure it might be bankrupt, so I'm not too sure about that. So yeah, it's wild how DNA results can change over time. Like the science is sciencing and I'm honestly here for it. I'm actually really happy that I get to still repurpose these videos because I loved doing these tests. I have nowhere near the money to do those tests again because I really wanted to do an ancestry one as well, kind of like the big 3 DNA tests. Who knows, in the future I might do an ancestry one to kind of wrap up this little series I've got going on. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching 2021 me do those tests and then watching 2025 me read them again but updated. Let me know in the comments if you've ever taken a DNA test or if you want to take a DNA test. And if you have taken a DNA test with any of those sites or other similar ones, have the results changed over time? And if so, what have they changed? What stayed the same? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to chat about it. And if you're new and have enjoyed this video, I post lifestyle content over here on this channel, so if that's the kind of stuff you're into, be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.